Welcome back, history enthusiasts. Today, we delve into the dark and haunting life of one of the most infamous figures of the Holocaust. Irma Grese, the SS's most brutal woman. Known as the blonde-haired devil, angel of death, and beautiful monster, her name is synonymous with brutality and sadism. Join us as we uncover the depths of her cruelty and terror in the concentration camps of Auschwitz and Bergen-Belsen. Born on October 7, 1923, in a quiet rural area near Pasewalk, Mecklenburg, Irma grew up in a seemingly ordinary family with her parents, Alfred and Bertha Grese, and 4 siblings. However, tragedy struck the Grese family in 1936 when Irma was just 13 years old. Devastated by her husband's infidelity, Irma's mother took her own life, leaving the young girl to grapple with the emotional aftermath of her mother's suicide. As the shadows of despair loomed over her family, Irma's father, seeking solace in radical ideology, joined the National Socialist German Workers' Party, NSDAP, in 1937. The rise of Nazism played a pivotal role in shaping Irma's life and propelling her down a dark path. During her formative years, Irma became involved in Nazi activities, joining the Union of German Girls, a compulsory organization for young German females under Nazi rule. As she transitioned into adulthood, Irma's ambitions led her to work in various roles, including a nurse's assistant and stints at agricultural farms and the Hohenlohen Sanatorium. Yet her dreams of becoming a movie star seemed unattainable, especially with the dark clouds of war engulfing Europe. In 1942, despite her father's strong disapproval, the 19-year-old Irma joined the auxiliary units of the SS, an integral part of the Nazi war machine. Her entry into the SS marked the beginning of a harrowing journey that would etch her name in history as one of the most ruthless figures of the Holocaust. Assigned to Ravensbrück concentration camp, Irma Grese's role as a warden provided her with a platform to assert dominance and exhibit her innate sadism. With an unrelenting cruelty, she terrorized inmates and relished in the suffering she inflicted upon them. Her reputation as the blonde-haired devil began to spread among the prisoners, who lived in constant fear of her wrath. In March 1943, Irma's journey took a dark turn as she was transferred to the infamous women's block of Auschwitz, the heart of the Holocaust. Here, amidst the unspeakable horrors of the Auschwitz death camp, Irma found herself in a position of significant authority. She was tasked with overseeing 30 barracks, each housing around 1,000 women and children who endured unimaginable suffering on a daily basis. Her newfound power went to her head, and she reveled in the sadistic control she held over the lives of the inmates. Her ability to instill fear and inflict pain earned her the chilling nickname, Angel of Death. It wasn't long before Irma Grese's actions surpassed those of many male counterparts in terms of sheer brutality. A particularly disturbing aspect of Irma's behavior was her nymphomaniac tendencies, through which she engaged in sexual relationships with influential SS men, and shockingly, some of the most attractive female prisoners. This unholy alliance of cruelty and exploitation further bolstered her position within the camp hierarchy. Among the notorious figures she allegedly had relationships with were Joseph Kramer, known as the Belsen Beast for his monstrous actions at Bergen-Belsen concentration camp, and Joseph Mengele, the infamous Dr. Death, who conducted gruesome experiments on prisoners at Auschwitz. Irma's acts of sadism and torture were horrifyingly creative. Armed with a jewel-encrusted whip, she took pleasure in mercilessly beating prisoners, often until they were near death. Her sadistic games included Russian roulette, where prisoners faced an agonizing fate at the whim of her gun. She forced inmates to hold heavy stones above their heads for extended periods, causing excruciating pain and physical collapse. Her cruelty extended to the use of dogs as weapons. Irma starved the dogs to a state of ferocious hunger and then unleashed them on helpless prisoners, reveling in the brutal attacks that ensued. Of all her chilling deeds, perhaps the most heart-wrenching were her torture of pregnant women. Irma would coldly and methodically tie their legs during childbirth, causing unspeakable pain and suffering. Inevitably, the lives of both mother and child would be lost, another testament to Irma's complete lack of humanity. Despite her horrific acts, Irma demonstrated an eerie sense of selection for the gas chamber. When tasked with the grim duty of choosing prisoners for extermination, she opted for the most beautiful women, fearing that their beauty might overshadow her own. This detail exemplified her vanity and the depths of her callousness. As World War II drew to a close, the liberation of concentration camps spelled the end of Irma Grese's reign of terror. With the Allies advancing on all fronts, the threat of Auschwitz being overrun became imminent, prompting the decision to transfer prisoners to Ravensbrück. In the chaos of the war's final months, Irma found herself in Bergen-Belsen, another hellish concentration camp. Here she was among 47 guards who stubbornly refused to surrender without a fight when the British Army arrived in April 1945. They clung to their positions, desperately attempting to maintain control over the prisoners they had mercilessly oppressed. The days of impunity were now over for Irma Grese. On April 17, 1945, she was arrested by British forces and brought to face justice. Alongside other SS officers and guards, she was charged with crimes against humanity in one of the most significant post-war trials, the Belsen trial. Testimonies from survivors shed light on the unimaginable atrocities Irma had committed. The witnesses painted a harrowing picture of the cruelty and sadism she had inflicted upon the prisoners. Her own statements during the trial revealed her unrepentant mindset, where she justified her actions by claiming she was merely following orders to cleanse Germany of its social elements and ensure the future of the true Aryans. Despite her defense, Irma Grese and 10 other participants in the trial were sentenced to death by hanging on November 17, 1945. The execution was carried out on December 13, 1945 at the Hamelin prison. Remarkably, even facing her own death, Irma remained defiant and unyielding. She reportedly sang Nazi songs the night before her execution, demonstrating her unwavering allegiance to the cause that had driven her to commit unspeakable acts. The legacy of cruelty left behind by Irma Grese still lingers in the annals of history. Her infamy as one of the most brutal women in the SS continues to haunt the memories of those who survived the Holocaust. Her actions, fueled by a toxic mix of ideology, sadism, and vanity, serve as a chilling reminder of the depths humanity can sink to when consumed by hatred and fanaticism. In the decades following World War II, Irma's story has been depicted in various cultural representations. Books, documentaries, and films have attempted to capture the disturbing details of her life and actions. Reflecting on the Holocaust as a whole, the atrocities committed under the Nazi regime serve as a stark reminder of the evil that can flourish when intolerance and hatred are allowed to spread unchecked. In conclusion, Irma Grese's actions during the Holocaust have left a lasting impact on the memory of that tragic period in history. Her name remains synonymous with cruelty, sadism, and the horrors of the concentration camps. Remembering her story serves as a sobering lesson on the consequences of unchecked hatred and the imperative of preserving the memory of the Holocaust to ensure that such atrocities are never repeated. Thank you for joining us on this historical adventure. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more informative stories from the past. Until next time.